something, you know that they can build a classroom for you, maybe a 10 classroom block or something, and then they can inflate the figures very high. And people are like, oh, it's okay, so far as the classroom is there, we are okay. But
hello, wonderful people. It's time for the opinion show, the only show that provokes your thoughts fearlessly. Of course, my name is Nazita, and I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this with my able co-host, starting from
Sangmoki Tete, and I'm here to voice out my opinion.
And my name is Tina Mulika.
And my name is Zainab Aisha Pasa. And it's time for the opinion.
You heard it from Zainab. Today's topic, okay, it says, why are citizens untrusting of politicians? Why are citizens untrusting of politicians? First of all, do citizens trust politicians or not? What do you think, Sang?
I don't trust them at all.
You don't trust them?
No, as a citizen, so I think that
And as Sang?
of citizens do not trust politicians.
Okay.
You want to continue with why?
No, we'll come back to it. Tina, do you trust politicians?
Of course, no. Only a child who trusts politicians of the late.
Not even one politician.
No, no.
All politicians.
All of them. They have something hidden.
Zainab.
Even the ones that portray to be good, they are not good
Okay.
enough.
Zainab.
It may seem as though we're going to be on the same side today. I'm not
For the
sure
first
yet,
time.
but yes, I do not trust any politician.
Okay.
My opinion.
So, I was going to say I do not trust politicians, but to make it more fun, let's say I trust politicians and I know the politician that I trust. Do you trust the politician anyway?
Oh,
Sam,
I have friends who are politicians.
that you trust,
I trust them as friends, not
but not as politicians.
exactly.
But you know what?
So we can
Wait
we
till
can
I
also
become-
do that clarity.
When I become a politician, you trust me, trust me.
Oh, but of course, maybe you're going to do something different.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yes,
Yeah.
then why not?
Sang, why don't you trust politicians?
For me, I think that they are only after their selfish needs, and so it's about them, and only them. So they'll promise you something, and then they will not deliver. Hence, I do not trust them.
So
Also, I think Zainab mentioned something like, if you are her friend and you become a politician, she trusts you. For me, I think it's otherwise. If you are my friend, you become a politician, I still have some doubts.
The more question marks you have.
Yeah, because then I'm asking myself, are you the same person I knew, or you are going to change along the line? Sometimes they change. Really, I've had instances where I've had friends who won power. You know, politicians are different. When they are in opposition, they are different. And when they win power, they are different. And so they could be your friends. If they are in opposition, you don't have a problem. The moment they win power, some change their phone numbers, you do not have access to them until you meet them maybe at events and stuff like that. They'll be like, oh, sorry, and all that. So for me, generally, I do not trust them, not one bit.
Tina, why don't you trust politicians?
I have 1,001 reasons why I don't trust them, but I'll just list few. Lack of transparency, for instance, the corruption and scandals that we hear about, the disconnects when they get the power, the how do I even put it? It's a whole lot. Failed campaign promises. I can go on and on and on. So because of these things that I have seen and experienced over the years, I mean, there's no way I'll trust any politician. I just see it like when they need the power, they come to you. When they get it, they move on. And then when they need it again, they come back. So it's like they're just playing with their mind. And unfortunately, where we are now, we have just two parties, like a two-party system, NPP or NDC. And that's why we are still here, because they are both failing us. And do we have somebody that can take us through? No. Because almost all the options are not so good enough. And that is why we are stuck. So we don't trust them, but we still give them the nod. Yeah.
Zainab, why don't you trust politicians?
Well, I actually said I don't trust them, right? Okay, so, and I still stand by the fact that I have friends. I mean, I really have friends who are into politics, and I think that they are noble people. And unfortunately, because they are in politics, it brings that question mark, on even when they have the right, agenda, by virtue of them being politicians, you question the things they do. But I know a few that, trust me, they are not there because of the money. They are there because they have integrity, they have that moral uprightness, and they are there to make a mark. But unfortunately, those numbers are small, so much that when you are there, you are forced to go with the status quo, which is a shame, because you really wanted to make a difference, but you don't have the numbers, and the numbers pull, whatever decisions or gives the impact. So it makes it, a bit difficult for them to be real as they intended to.
May I add quickly
you understand?
that we live in a country where, as she's saying, there are some who go in and they are very fine politicians.
Yeah.
We trust them, but they've been, mad with scandals as well. Sometimes in the quest to be decent politicians, maintain integrity. We've seen, and we'll not mention names on this platform, but we've heard stories and we've read in the news how there are some machinations against them, and in the end they even have to resign. So it's as if it's a space where if you are very fine, you are not able to enter. That's
you're not able to
I'll
function.
not be a politician.
Yeah.
So you will be a politician.
You
So
see
when
me.
you become a politician, should we trust you?
You should trust me.
But you just said that.
I'll do my best.
You just said
That is why she's sharing her opinion, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do my
Tina
best.
also said that, if she becomes a politician, I will trust her.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question.
Oh, I'll trust you.
If you had a friend who became a politician and met all your needs, you know how these things are, and they're rejecting, let's say, the needs of their constituents and all that, will you personally say that you trust that politician
Met
just
my
because,
needs how?
as an individual?
And that's
As
corruption. Because if I ask you,
As a-
like Tina wants,
Like pick
let's say
your
Tina
calls,
says,
for example, pick your
you
calls
pick
when there are
my calls, I
opportunities.
need something, give me contracts and
You
stuff like
qualify
that.
for
At the
opportunities.
detriment of
No,
your
you
constituents.
qualify for opportunities and all that, and then you get it. Not because the person is corrupt, but you actually qualify.
Okay.
If the same person is not picking the calls and giving equal opportunities to, let's say, his constituents,
But that's,
will you still
that's
call him?
nepotism and favoritism. And
Okay,
I
exactly.
enjoy that, but I would not say, because of that, I trust my friend who is a politician. It's wrong. It's just that I
Exactly.
am at the right side
Of it.
Of it
You are the
now.
receiving end, and
Exactly.
it's fine
So
with
it's
you,
fine
or
with
it's fine
me.
by you. So.
But if you do that at the detriment of your constituents, it's not good, which is what we see anyway, because they get the fine contracts. But then the people when we talk about capabilities, it's having that open space where everybody, equal playing ground, where everybody can participate. When you give others the opportunity over others, and you say, and we like to qualify it by what you said, that you are qualified. So it's like you are qualified.
You've
for
met the
contract.
requirements.
You've met the requirements.
Yes.
But did you open it, or you went for so?
Let's say it's even
The-
opened.
The reason why I will not give contract to a friend if I become a politician is two, because number one, it may destroy the friendship if you don't do it to perfection. I am that kind of person that if you're on the field, what I do, when I'm on the field and I'm doing something, especially when I'm touched with somebody's story and I'm so emotional, I really want to get things done, and you don't even do it well, we'll fight. So looking at what Ghana is going through now, some of us, we love Ghana so much. I sometimes sit down and think about Ghana, to be very, very honest.
God bless
I
you.
love Ghana with my heart.
Baby,
I can have,
Fun is
if I
out.
want the opportunity to be somewhere, I can, but I want it here. So when I see things going wrong, I get hurt. So because you are my friend, and maybe I check one or two things, I don't want us to fight. Because you are my friend, I don't want us to have issues and maybe lose friendships and all that. Because we've seen it. Sometimes we pick experiences from what what people have also been through. I've seen someone give contract to a spouse, and then it turned out that he even ended up in court because the next government came and then they found some loopholes and all that. They gave the contract, she didn't do it. Because that's my husband. He will not do anything to me. Forgetting that it was a state resources that they were using. They give you a contract based on the fact that, okay, because I know you, you will just do it anyhow because you know I can't do anything to you. You understand? And that is wrong. Sometimes people don't know how to differentiate between friendship and even normal business. If you had the opportunity to have businesses with friends, you understand where I'm coming from. So even your own enterprise, look at how friendship treated it. And then this one, a whole country, citizens are trusting you to give them the very best. This is not your personal. So if it's your business and you decide to give it to a friend and they mess it up, that is your business. But this one, you owe us explanations to whatever as to whatever happens to them.
Okay.
Exactly. So why will I give it to
trust.
a friend? Because you qualify, yes. Sometimes you want to be, but I'll be a different kind of politician. I'm being very honest. I'm being very, very
How
honest.
different will you be from what we see today?
And that's what I'm saying. I think people have lost trust in our politicians over the period, and I'm somebody that have followed Kwame Nkrumah for a very long time. Forget about the negatives, but of course, if you want to talk about, everybody has positive and negatives, and I know people attack Nkrumah's negative, blah 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 blah. But there were things that he did. I mean,
that was very
the nationalism during his time. Now it's not there.
No.
Even this morning, I did one short video telling people we should go back to that nationalism. And then one thing that I know we can all start with is getting a flag. Get a flag, Ghana flag, in your room, in your house, wherever you find yourself.
Okay.
Trust me, it works. You wake up and you see the flag, it gives you some sense of belonging. Now, this is Ghana.
Tina.
You kind of feel connected. It starts from there. Now, we don't have that sense of nationalism. Something is happening to Ghana. It's like, I don't care. Whatever happens, yeah, Timubi. Because, exactly. No, we are spending, but what do? We need to start.
Hold that thought. Okay.
We need to. If we have more than 100 people with positive thoughts about driving this nationalism and we rise up, trust me, people will join.
Tina,
People will join.
What you're saying is very true. I'll go to drop my son in school, and I remember when we were young, when you hear the national anthem, you have to stand straight, right?
Exactly.
Even me, I don't stand straight. I don't. Why? Because I'm tired. Like the level of disappointment, I'm like, I feel like my son is going to go through the same thing. No, I'm not tired of standing. I can stand for Ghana if it's worth it. I'm literally, I feel like, is that the same deceit they're dishing out to my son? But now that she's saying start from the flag, I think it's something I can do to Anna, because I'm not more particular.
No, but you see, when people, we can start. But the thing is, when people are hungry and people are not happy and they see politicians driving in flashy cars, you remember, I won't mention names here, but there was one constituency, a former MP, who went to her constituents and they threw stones at her car.
Yes.
And we all know the person.
Sam,
So you understand, it's like
so because of the bad nature,
the flag is supposed to be like a rewiring, just to
so
start
that
something.
you know,
my sisters, the flag thing is laudable, okay, but I agree to disagree. I mean, I don't see that much of an impact having my Ghana flag in front of me or on my desk or whatever. So because we've all been through it from lower primary to whatever. We know the Ghana flag. We know we are Ghanaians. And this is what identifies us as Ghanaians. We are talking about politicians who are people like you and I who have evolved by virtue of being politicians. It's a path they have chosen. We go to schools. We are all graduates here. We thank God. When we go through the university, you see some diverging into student politics. Then it wasn't such a big deal. I remember when we were in school, student politics was, because you were very articulate, you were versatile, you were vocal, and you had a passion to do something for your group, your SRC, your whatever. So that was like a big deal. And your friends who couldn't do it emulated what you were doing because they saw you as a role model, as a leader. Is it the same thing today?
No. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Children are going into tertiary institutions.
Where do we start?
Identity. Going into student politics to start their political career.
Yes.
Do you understand?
We used to say, and I agree with Aisha, we used to say proudly Ghanaian.
That's what I'm saying. Now it's not there. So what do we do now? Listen, so because we are hungry, we not start from
we keep saying that we're not going to mention names, but I will mention names.
Let's start.
Because we are talking about politics. We're in a different dispensation right now. But I remember years ago, during President Kufuor's era, it's, and I've said this before on so many platforms, I don't think any politician is a leader. They don't lead us. It's a personal thing. I want power because I have this dream. I want to do this for Ghana. I want to do that. They say it nicely. On paper, it looks good, but they never actualize it.
But if you sound like
I don't know.
It's like giving up on Ghana.
I haven't
That is
given
what
up.
you're saying,
But
that we are
let's
hungry.
be real.
No, the way you said we are hungry.
Tina,
So why should
Tina,
we do stuff for Ghana?
No,
Don't
Tina,
give up
I
on
am not.
Ghana.
I am
Let's
proudly,
start.
Tina,
Exactly, that's what I was
Tina,
thinking.
I'm proudly Ghanaian.
The
Take
flag
your stand.
thinker.
Let me take mine.
Oh, of course.
Thank you, my darling.
Of
so
course.
I am saying it starts from somewhere, but it's also a mindset. I went all the way back to President Kufuor's era because there was a certain Ghana we experienced. you and I experienced a certain Ghana, and we've come to also before President Kufuor's time. We heard, because we're young then, we heard about a certain Ghana as well. You mentioned Nkrumah. You and I were not there when Nkrumah was the president of Ghana. But we've heard things, beautiful things he did and said. That till today, I was a history student and a government student. I know things that he did and said that were positive things. Do you understand?
We see some of them. We still enjoy some of them.
On the 6th of March, when they still play back his videos, that it's impressive.
You feel it.
Do you understand? There's this sense of belonging and all that. But we're not doing that now because people have become too selfish,
Zainab,
too self-centered. They want the post, but it's for them. It's you and I, friends and family. So they are not, because politics is supposed to be serving your people.
I understand
but
the
now
frustrations
this
and all
is a
that.
place of enriching
Where do we
ourselves.
start? We can't keep complaining. It's just a suggestion.
To start getting people
Then
to love Ghana again.
Let's start from flat.
What do you think?
So
we
that's
should start
Where
from?
the money is that
Listen.
we'll start from there.
No.
When they start
I
sharing
think
money,
They should start sharing with.
so that we all have some to
Hold
eat.
that thought.
Bring the question. I'm
Hold that
waiting for it. What did
Zainab,
you say again?
Where should we start from? She says we should start by.
Okay, where do we start from?
Where should we start from? To start, feeling
That
like
sense
Ghana
of
belongs to
nationalism,
us. Yeah, patriotism.
I do not
to start
think.
trusting.
I do not think that's all is lost. I do not think so.
What do we do?
What do you
But
suggest we start?
I suggest, in my opinion, I believe that it starts from us.
Okay.
You, myself,
Okay.
and I. But
By doing what? I want
by
to know.
changing our mindsets,
How do we change it?
that's if
really
I
want
want
to
to enroll into politics, it's not a career. Ahochema. You want to serve because you feel that you have a certain vision or something that you can give back to society. We know we've all traveled before. When you go out there, politicians are serving. Politicians, moto, bicycle, and but it is the reverse when you come to our country. And I'll tell you this personally. I have held a political position before where I belong to a certain party, and that is why I earned that position, right? We are all Ghanaians to begin with. That is my understanding. So if you, by virtue of earning that position, you tell me that because you have given me that position, which I didn't beg for. In fact, I earned it. And Kaiwasa Yamopo. Do you understand what I'm saying? So by virtue of appointing me or giving me that position, I should serve only this party and not that party. I have a problem with it. And this is an individual stance I took. Because we are Ghanaians. Okay. So if you belong to A or B, the interest is Ghana. Do you understand? So if every politician would take that stand that I took, that no, I will not favor party A because I belong to party A, but I will favor somebody from party B if they're coming to procure something from me, or by virtue of the fact that I had a procurement department or whatever, and because of that, even though he or she doesn't belong to my party, they've earned the right to procure.
Okay. Changing of the
then
mindset, I want to know.
we are changing the status quo.
Why do we start to change our minds? How?
Because if we don't do that and we told the line of, oh, because I'm from this party, we should still do that.
No.
How do we change our mind?
Hey, they bashed me.
What do we? How do we change our mind?
So at the end of the
Change
day,
your mind, but how do
resigned.
we all do it collectively?
Do you understand? At the end of the day, I resigned because
What do we do
I wasn't going to
collectively
have
change
it.
that mind?
I wasn't going to have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you?
And so this is
collectively
me
change
as a
it? That's what I'm
person.
saying. It's you. You change your mind.
No, can I
How do
clarify
we do it
something?
collectively?
I'm just saying that Zainab is buttressing my earlier point.
How should we start?
That politicians, when they want to do the right thing, are bashed, and sometimes they have to resign.
Exactly.
And so she gave a classical example.
Myself, this is my experience.
Example, and she
I
says that she had to
perfectly
resign.
understand.
You
I-
understand?
Because
Perfectly
every
understand.
time
I
it
wanted to
happened,
highlight
where
that
I took a
very
stand where I felt like this is the right thing to do, they take me there.
So
Okay, so
you were able
you
to
go
change your
and
mind.
see
How
the
do the rest change their
They
mind?
call
How
you
do
to
they
come
change their mind?
No,
Explain yourself.
I want to understand how the rest will change their mind. If we don't love the country, no. How do we?
Since you are so
No, I'm
passionate
saying,
about that,
how
one,
do we change? No, you
Leave
said,
that to
so
your
I want to
state
understand
point.
because I said
No, let's
we should
talk
start from the flag.
flag. You
It
see-
will be a remembrance every time you look at the Ghana flag. Trust me, there's spirit in that
It's
flag.
fine.
There should
There
be
is
a
something in
spirit
it.
that will let me back
Listen.
you from not resigning.
Okay. I'm here to. I am here to feel that.
But there should be a
It may sound trivial, but it's something.
Feeling. Sam, where do you think we should start from? I need to hear from you.
Exactly.
Where do you think we should start from?
I have a very unconventional stance
to these
So that's why I say, for me, I think that politicians should be held accountable. That's where it starts from. When we see that they are being held accountable for their expenses and for the lavish life they live, then people will start knowing that, okay, if you spend too much money, this will happen to you, so they'll change their mindset.
Sometimes you just talk about accountability like theory. You think we are not, so what do we do? What do we do that makes us feel like we are holding them accountable?
I think personally, regardless of religious background, they should let you swear with Antoine or something. because they
are not afraid of the Bible.
They are no more
afraid of the Bible.
Yeah,
that's what the
answer. Of the Bible. Even they know that even they'll fast and ask for forgiveness, but Antoine does not forgive. So regardless, let us have someone shake some red things and white things, do powder. President, are you going to do all the things you say you will do? Let's see how you sweat and answer. Because they're taking us so much for a ride. But okay, I understand that we don't really trust politicians, right? But can we at least like say hi to some of the people that you think they've done quite a cool job, or is that bad and we won't even find one person?
Oh, like
any party.
I have one or two people
who are doing well to encourage them,
who are friends, and some even there are more than one or two people, and those who are not even friends, it was maybe by virtue of being that's where I find myself, so they become friends to me, and I haven't seen much of a change in them as a person. Do you understand? But I think that I've seen them struggle to do what is right. Do you understand?
I want to mention. I don't know that particular MP personally, but he's on social media. He's called the Ayensiano MP. I see him almost everywhere, in the flats, in the ghettos, even as an MP, farming, carrying people to the hospital, pushing trucks as we speak. This is his sport here. He's still doing it.
One MP that
I see it.
I mean,
because the constituents do posting.
You can search, you can do whatever to see if you can find anything to do.
But I don't know about his personal life.
And you won't get it. His name is Honorable.
As for him, people dress him.
You asked me to name one person. I am doing it.
But I wasn't done.
Honorable Joe Gatti, you can Google him.
Okay.
He's so disciplined and so astute. Like he stands for setting principles, and that's it. Okay. Do you understand? And I think that's admirable. He's been an MP for years, for years, and honestly, and he was the youngest attorney general of the country. He's done so many things that are admirable, but his kind is rare. Honestly, his kind is rare.
I have one main question.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about trust.
Yeah.
Are we talking about both moral and professional, or if somebody is very professional, but you know how the moral thing can work? Somebody has recorded him or whatever. Will you excuse that, or you expect the person to be highly professional and highly moral?
So far, I don't think we look at their morality. Yes, it looks like it's the work they give them. That's what we actually hold them accountable for. We don't really look at that side.
It would be because they are politicians and they are out there. That is why we would even dare to even question or talk about their moral life.
You see what happens. You can be doing fantastic job, but once you are caught on camera in a very morally incorrect position,
it happens because that's life. But at the end of the day, it is only because they are politicians. That is why you and I would even have the right to even say it, because we expect to see them in a certain way.
Right.
Don't forget that they are human beings. And so the fact that they are out there and you know them by name and you see them, or they are your constituency or whatever, you think that you have the right to say it. But my dear, you probably are doing the worst. So please, for me, morally, if you say that you're going to lead, which I also have a problem with the word, because I still stand by the fact that politicians are not leaders. So, but if you are out there and people are emulating you, yes.
I'm not even done.
Okay.
Because it's like when we are on a subject and we are not done, you move to the other.
She came with a difference.
No, not you. She's coming in with a different question, but we have things to say about
even the other one.
Exactly.
So please, then let's hear your thoughts on those ones.
I wanted to come in to say that when it comes to morality, okay, every country has its moral standards. And so when you come to Ghana, there are things that we frown upon. We don't frown upon polygamy. That is why when people are caught cheating and all that, it's not much of a big deal.
Yeah.
They are still able to stay in power and we don't care. If you compare it to elsewhere, maybe you mentioned Clinton and all the things that went on in their country. It's a different ball game, all right. So for morality, it depends on what we are talking about and then who is involved. And I don't think that if a Muslim man is in power and he's caught with another lady and he's not even married, it will be a problem. Because they are allowed to marry.
Morality, I'm not actually talking about you.
Still on morality. I'll add on before we move.
Add quickly that human beings are different to different people. So if, as we sit here, Zainab to us is a very friendly, likable person. Maybe to someone else she's not. Maybe to her workers they might say she's not because she spoke them when she feels that you get it. So for that, I think where you are coming from towards the person or who we are in the life of the person. People talk about the president. Akufo-Addo hasn't done this and he's this and that, but there are people who will die for him because of where they stand with him. Okay. And you know
what they've been able to achieve or attain since he is the president.
Still on morality before maybe we divert. Still on morality. Yeah. I've had a chance to interact with few people in different communities and constituencies, and some of the things they mentioned was they don't really care about their moral stand. Let's say sexual affairs or about their what's the name? MPs. And the reason is they believe when they are in the constituency and he has, let's say, one girlfriend at Achensia, one girlfriend at Twidim, one girlfriend at Kenya, they are giving them money. They are giving them money and then they also give it to their brothers, their families, so they are benefiting directly. So even when the females are MPs, it's not even fun because the female MPs, they don't even share. So when an MP is even promiscuous, they don't care. They feel it means one day he will come and date my sister. I'm telling you, that's the mentality of some people. And that is why MPs can cheat and do whatever. They know that this person cooked for this MP today. Tomorrow, this another girl, but they don't care. They don't even talk about it.
What about
they don't even talk about it. It's only the presidency that sometimes they will just bring in all those things. MP level, they do all sort of things.
What about humility? Is humility considered, or lack of humility considered something immoral?
Ghanaians don't joke.
Ghanaians don't joke with humility.
One.
So if it was somebody who is professional but not humble,
we don't like that. As for that, I think we've said it before. That Ghanaians don't like people who
as for that one,
at least if
we
you're
hate
not humble,
it.
Be seen as one.
Humble. They pretend to be humble.
Be in trouble with,
That is why we can't get upright people in politics.
Exactly.
Because you are not even allowed to be you. So if you are highly principled, that is you. That is your personality.
They will not accept you.
But because they won't vote for you, your true self doesn't show. Do you understand?
So the good ones are not even
pretending.
The good ones are not even getting into politics.
Yes.
Do you understand? Good ones, they are not even trying. They don't want to venture.
To be who you are not.
Because they can't pretend.
Because we live in a country where for you to be an MP or for you to hold a certain position, you need to come to the grassroots level. Do you understand? Something you wouldn't do. We know you don't do it, even in your homes. You don't do it. Why are you pretending?
They wash
Speak to the issues. Do the things that would make people see and like you for who you are. But we are not doing that, and so the things we will do is what will let you and I vote for
right
them.
now.
So they are not being
the youth must rise. We need to rise.
Really don't care about that. Maybe we don't.
We can change the narrative. We can.
Okay, so
because even the current president. It took him a while to become president because people said he was arrogant.
We can change.
Was that not the narrative?
And I'm saying we can change the narrative.
Okay, and now we saw the president actually associating
with the
people.
youth should rise up,
Tina,
and defend what is right.
We saw him going to the grassroots because the mentality was that he was arrogant at that time, and that he wasn't friendly. He's this, he's that. So PR had to come in and really change that narrative. Do you understand? What, as we sit here,
and I'm saying,
was that narrative?
It worked.
Exactly.
What can politicians do to
be? Yes, stopping my opinion from coming out. My kind of feelings. As it says now, that's parts that they said they worked on. PR. Is it not showing now?
It's biting us.
Okay. Continue.
But
Okay,
I'm
what
saying,
can okay, Tina.
yeah,
Tina.
before
It's showing
I
now.
forget about this,
It's
I'm saying,
it's pretense.
and this is
You can't hide
why
it.
we should protect the next generation. I'm talking about us.
Yes, we have to start
Listen,
from somewhere.
we need to see. We know what is happening. If we have to take it upon ourselves to mobilize people, talk to people, gather people, have that thing, indirectly talk to one-on-one, like any opportunity we have, even if it's one person, we try to educate them and they also send it to, it will work. Now, people now in Ghana, when you talk about even anything, they say, oh, it's only MPP and DC, because they don't even believe another party will come. And unfortunately, look at what the options we are getting. LPG and New Force, which we all know cannot do anything. They are not serious people.
No,
They are not.
share any opinion.
No, they are not serious.
Okay.
They can never lead.
What
So
can-
people, that's why people still have it. The people still talk about
Have the
MPP and
impression that
DC,
it's just
because
you.
they know that man. Bediaku knows he's not going to do anything for us.
Okay, so
Oh.
what can politicians
You want us to go there?
what can politicians do to start regaining trust from the
That's what I'm
constituents and citizens? What
We-
can we do? What can we do better?
Those
What can
people,
politicians do
they will
better?
never change. We should start. If
Let's
somebody,
suggest, let's
I
throw
would
out the
have said
opinions.
that
What
they
can they
Okay.
don't
do?
care. I would have said that they don't care. They
What if there's just
largely-
one person that cares?
They largely don't care. But I mean, since it's a show for people who might even want to come into politics
In future.
yes,
I'll
I'll do
say
it
that
too.
they should walk the talk. Whatever you say you will
Do it.
try as much as possible to do it. If there are impediments, communicate. I feel like they do not communicate. Sometimes, genuinely, they cannot do
Exactly.
something. And so, but they don't tell us. So in the end, you wonder, but they said they will do this and
Then they turn
But
into
maybe there is
propaganda, I
something.
think.
Maybe they are not getting the right contractor to do something, or the money.
Okay.
The funding.
They are not getting the funding.
And sometimes even the things they say they do, they will do. They do it purposely
Yeah.
because
And
they know they don't have structure, they don't have plan.
So
And
what can we
sometimes-
do
and
differently?
sometimes too, I wanted, because I said that walk the talk. Don't also go promising big things. You know, this electioneering, we've started hearing huge promises. I'll do this, I'll do that. When I come, I'll do this. They are not going to sit to calculate how much it will cost and whether they'll get funding for it or not. They will say all the huge things. Now, when we are done and they come to power, they realize that, Charlie, this thing is not possible. This thing is not feasible. And then the people are there, they'll say, after 4 years, give us another 4 years so that we can be able
Finish
to do
it.
it because
Okay.
we couldn't. And it's a whole lot of ha everywhere. So I feel that they should try and walk the talk.
To add to what Samoki just said, so I don't lose my thought, I'm sorry.
Okay.
They promise, and if they don't deliver, if they are in the opposition, they will tell you it's because my party didn't win. That is why I couldn't do what I said I would do. So give me another 4 years to come and do it. For me, that is a lie. Because every MP has, a certain
common
funding
fund,
that they can use for it.
course,
So
you don't need-
so don't rely on your party being in power before you can promise your constituents. We should be able to also differentiate between our constituency and the total governance.
I agree.
Do you understand? Because you fall within one of the arms of government. Do you understand? So promise your people what you can do as a person. I think that, in a nutshell, for me, in my opinion, politicians should be real. They should be honest. Like she said, walk the talk. And so, if you can't give me a good route, don't come and tell me you give me good routes. And the people should equally be discerning enough to know when to draw, to know that somebody is lying and somebody is, speaking the truth. We are still in a place where people are voting because this woman is beautiful. People are voting because this man is handsome.
It's true.
We the people, because we give them the power. So if we equally don't empower ourselves with knowledge enough so that we're able to make discerning decisions, they will keep coming and taking us for granted, and will sit back disappointed and say that, oh, they lied to us, blah blah blah. But you empower them.
You empower them.
You empower them. So feel a part of being, the reason why they are sitting there and making those decisions for you.
In as
My
much
opinion.
as we feel
Thank you.
the electorate are myopic, we vote based on all these silly reasons. sometimes I blame the educated ones too. They will tell you, because of that, I will not go and queue and go and vote. Who should go and vote? So the silly ones or stupid ones will go and vote and give you a president.
Yes.
And this is election year. I think every youth
Not
out
just
there,
the presidents, MPs as well.
It's election year. Every youth out there should wise up.
Especially the first time
somebody is there. You know the person is still in power. Is telling you, when I come, I'll do it. Are you silly? Tell the person to do it now.
Now, yes.
Now, you people relax. Oh,
Yeah, as Tina said, I think that if somebody is promising you something, they don't need more time. If they would have done it, they would have done it already. So
or they would show you
Yeah,
that's,
they'll show you
given the
something.
opportunity, they can
Don't
do it.
wait for the last minute, and
Right
then
there.
they'll go and how do they say, grade or whatever the road. You see how.
And then
it's
they'll
time for
leave it.
elections, they'll come and put blocks here. They'll do
You
this,
need
as if
to
they are
see
coming
my
to build
constituency.
something.
And you should see how I
bad
drove
roads.
out of my home today
The bad
because
roads.
it's raining and
raining,
the roads are
yes.
so bad. So I'm driving
Yes.
in dirt into my house and I'm
Yes.
driving it back out. And I'm sure when I was driving, people were wondering where I was coming from. And if I tell you the neighborhood in which I had to drive from, you'll be amazed.
That we
So,
still have that.
let's be real to ourselves and,
And don't be taking
and
money
stop
during
taking
elections.
each other for granted. If you are an MP today and you are there, it's by virtue of, collective efforts.
Also,
So let's respect each other.
Also, soon we've come to the end of our first topic. Please stay tuned whilst we discuss the second topic. See you. Welcome back, our lovely viewers. We are done with the first and now we are moving right on to another thing. Okay, how do you define success? Can you define success for us? Are you giving us the dictionary definition, your personal definition, the Bible definition? or-
Okay, let me start with what universally success is defined as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, and I'm bringing this in as a preamble to the entire discussion.
Okay.
It didn't say any specific thing, but it says accomplishment of an aim or purpose. So it means that it's diverse. We do not have one way to say someone is successful. Success means different things to different people. And I think I used to write about that thing a lot. That what you think is your accomplishment makes you successful might not be me, my accomplishment, which makes me successful. And we can categorize this into different sectors, or we have people who feel education is their success. You and I could be one. We are all here, we like education. People feel marriage is their success. And you cannot, there are people who write by 25 I'm married with kids. To them, that is, and if it's done, it's their accomplishment. Some people feel like if they get divorced, then they failed in life. So they want to hold on to their marriages. For them, holding on to marriage is like that's their success. Others too, it comes to having beautiful kids who grow up not wayward, in line. Career-wise, people feel when I climb the ladder to the top. In fact, when it comes to even career, some people feel like they are successful at career if they stayed at a job for a long time.
Yes.
They are loyal to a company. They've stayed there for 12 years. Now, as for me, I've stayed here for 12 years, 30 years. Why, dear. It means they are loyal. They are okay.
Yes.
Others too feel like the more they change jobs, like myself, they change jobs and they learn on different jobs. It's like I'm picking skills from different places. And that's me.
Success.
So it's a whole lot. I think it means different things to different people, really.
Tina, how do you define success personally?
Well, she said,
She said it, yeah.
of course. So, and I agree with most of the things she talked about. So, if you succeed health-wise, financial-wise, career-wise, personal fulfillment, anything, you feel like you're successful. So nobody can really measure success for anyone.
You have to measure it yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't come and measure my success because what you consider as successful may be different from what I consider. But Then again, we have other key things that I think almost everybody also sees that this person is successful. And that is why we have this attribute that we say is successful businessman. And we use that because we see the number of years, the accomplishment, the awards, the legacy, everything. So in as much as we define our own personal success, we have societal way of also classifying success.
Indicators.
So it is up to you to know which one you're going for, to avoid pressure and depression.
Thank you.
If
That's
you
a
want to
very
go
key
by the
point.
societal way of measuring success, you may hang in there, you get depressed. Find your own way, your own key timelines to do certain things. That way, if you are not able to get there, you know that, okay, yes, but if you follow the societal one, see, all fingers are not same. You are following what Zainab is following. You are following what Samoki is following. It's different. Then you put yourself under pressure, and that is why most people are depressed. On social media, they are doing all sorts of things because they also see people having wardrobes in their room. They need to buy it because they see that all these influencers are now the successful people. That is what some people in their minds, because growing up, that's what they see. Supposedly, these people are successful. So they want to be like that. So if you live your own way of measuring your success and follow someone else's, you will be misled. Okay. And if you are not careful, one day you blame somebody saying, "Oh, role model, these are fake role models." Or these are,
Thank you.
Nobody had deceived anybody. Find your own way. Set your own timelines and dates for doing things, and leave people to also manage their own success. Manage your own. Find your own. Society will put pressure on you, but find your own way. So if you're able to fall in line, congratulations. If not, don't kill yourself. You're also successful one way or the other.
Don't measure it. Don't put timelines on it. Success can come at age 10. It's true. It can come at age 100.
Yeah.
So there are no timelines. So, like she said, don't put stress on yourself. And like she also mentioned, the fingers are not equal. So do you? And it's important that you are focused, in seeking to be successful in whatever you want to be successful at. And we should make it. We shouldn't measure it based on even the bigger picture, which is what we see on social media or individuals in our homes. We have successful people in our homes, and we should teach the younger generation that success is who and what you want to be and how you want to be. Because what you think, you can do it, but you're doing it with certain measures, with certain principles, with certain morals. That is what makes you successful. Your parents can say you've been successful in academic, pursuits. Your friends can say that, oh, you've been very successful in this. Like Samoki said, some make marriage the ultimate, goal. Hey, it's marriage or nothing. It doesn't define you. So we should understand success and also want it for the right reasons, and don't follow the bandwagon.
Okay. May I add?
You said something. There's some people who divorce and think they fail. Do you know there are people that are now celebrating divorce? So like people think they are successful by being divorced.
Because being in that marriage was taken away from them.
Not dying.
Exactly.
Being alive.
Because people are dying by virtue of sticking to marriage.
Zainab mentioned that success has no age. You can be successful at age 10 based on what you want to see. I wanted to cite this example. The current Guinness World Record holder for the youngest painter. Is Lime. Small boy. Small boy. 1 year, 52
He doesn't even understand
what is going on.
He doesn't even understand it. But we're celebrating him. So
you get it. And sometimes too, and I will bring in the same Guinness World Record, Ifwa Singaton. Even though her quest was to win or break the record, she didn't, but she's still successful.
Yes.
Because
she made the attempt.
She made the attempt, and in itself is success. And even the recognition that comes with it and the opportunity she's gotten. All I'm saying is that sometimes what you think is failure for you is even success in disguise. So it's not about the fine cars. Like now there are societal indicators, as Tina said. Nice house, fine car, beautiful body, nice clothes, travel the world. You work with certain companies, your businesses are doing well.
They go to bed and they can't sleep.
Exactly.
You are also sitting in your house or
You are
whatever,
dying.
watching them. They are not able to sleep.
Exactly.
You won't just stay in your one corner
And measure
sleep and
in
sleep
bits.
well.
You understand? It's like, don't kill yourself. I mean, that's the purpose. Don't kill yourself because you want to get something that somebody has. Because sometimes, really, you get that thing and you wonder, did I really need this?
Did he even pray for it?
It didn't even
Is
mean
this what I
anything to
prayed
me
for?
after all.
Adding on to an example that will inspire somebody out there. When Oprah Winfrey wanted to be a presenter, they told her to her face, hey, you don't have it.
You don't have it.
Get out.
You don't have it.
But
years
look,
on.
exactly.
She's an example.
And even presenting for, when I was younger, I always said I wanted to be on TV and I'll be on TV and I came on TV and called me to do makeup. I'm even upset because I realized it wasn't all that. It wasn't a big deal for me anymore. But somebody is home and it feels like you are on TV and you are so successful. But you might get here and realize you don't want it and you want to even be behind the scenes. So you need to
having
find
said that, if they are yearning for it, let them know that it comes with a lot of stress and a lot of sleepless nights. Because I say that people only see the end result.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get to see behind the scenes what goes into us sitting here looking all pretty.
The stress.
And speaking, you know, our grammar. It takes a lot for this to happen. But if you are ready for it and you want to be successful at it, it didn't just happen. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of nurturing, and it takes a lot of discipline. So once you get that, then know that success can be yours.
And if you never get it, it doesn't mean you are a failure. You
No,
still would be
it
successful
just
at
means
something
that
else.
this is not
Those
for you.
people that
Exactly.
are looking up to thinking they are successful, most of them, you don't know what they do. So if you want to follow their path, you may not come out alive. Some are there.
Thank you.
They are doing all the things. They are still there.
Wishing they could
You
turn
go and
back.
try. Some people go try. We are ladies, so let me mention this. People go and do liposuction. So some people die.
Yeah.
Some wants to do it because they want to be in Nollywood, Gollywood, whatever.
But
Some
they want
die
to
in
be
the process.
accepted.
They-
Because they
that's the
they are
definition
not
of-
comfortable in their
Exactly.
their looks and their own body. So
So
to each their own.
Yeah.
So
People
for
have
me-
different reasons.
right. So for me, success is very basic for me as a person. I always say once I have good health, I have roof over my head that will shield me from the rain. I have
Hey, you don't mind about the
I
sun.
have pardon?
You don't mind about the sun.
I love sun. You know,
Oh,
man,
okay.
Northern girls love sun.
I mean, I'm an odd.
And
I'm
then-
sorry, but I don't like it. Hey.
Vitamin D. So once I have good health, I have roof over my head, I have food, a full belly. And
Oh, I knew you were going
As
to
for
say
the
that.
food,
Yeah, she had to add that really.
I don't want to start from the belly for lack of.
if only her physique will show
tell us.
The one that
If only.
everyone wants you to think Tina is the one
And,
that.
Can you imagine?
Another thing, success I measure is my interaction with. I just want to wake up and be happy, and I wonder whoever I encounter, whether you are a security, you are there, no
Yeah.
matter your level,
Yeah.
I stand and talk and laugh with you. For some weird reason, it's made me a very happy person because everything else, be it education, masters, PhD, law, my job, whatever, it's additional.
That's right.
So I don't know how, but I always have so much joy from within because everything that I call success personally has already been achieved long before I even finished degree. It wasn't about my job because it's not my job that was giving me the food. You can have a job, you can be done with degree, and you still
You
will
can't
not get
even
food to
eat in peace.
You might even have the money, but because of medical reasons, you can't feed on real food.
Yeah.
So for me, once all these things are okay, I'm good. I think I'm successful. Every other success is a plus. It can come, it can go.
Yeah.
But these basic ones, I'm done.
You mentioning happiness reminds me of peace of mind. I mean, it's something that we all take for granted. You can.
Tina, please speak for yourself. I don't take it for granted.
Some people take it for granted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't.
To have peace of mind. What they forget is without peace, you can't even enjoy the goodness.
can't.
The job that
Yes.
is giving you the offer letter that when you get there, you cannot even perform. Because your brain is shattered.
So
We've
is
seen
there
people-
peace of mind that will not let people eat? Because I'm just
Hey, you are back with food
Sometimes
again.
people get broken hearts.
they can't eat.
So they don't have
should
peace of
hire me to eat for them. You will cry after that, but I promise you the food will go.
broken hearts, no they crashing.
Bobby Kinata says that if you have broken hearts, eat before 6. So that you don't remember your broken hearts. But if you eat after 6,
You are in trouble.
you are in trouble. And you are in
So
What you want to say will be a break you heart. Any, awesome.
Yeah.
Personally, what is success like to you personally, on a personal basis, not generally? Do you, as of now, do you think you are successful? And why would you say you are?
When I was younger, I think it was different. I thought of the huge things that I wanted. Like I have a book where I write, I'll be a lawyer /this/that/that. I'll marry and have kids, and I write all that. But growing up, I realized good health is key for me. Because I have people around me who are not well at all. So I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I have tried, and by the grace of God, I live and I'm fit. And I feel like in that regard, I've been successful, even though it's not from solely me. I'm also happy that I think my entire family is rising gradually. And I see everybody achieving what they want to achieve individually. So for me, collectively as a family, I think we are successful. And I'm happy for that, because if you know my sisters, we move together and they are all doing well. So I'm happy about that. But ultimately, when it comes to those societal ticks, outlined, I feel indicators. I feel like sometimes I sit down and say, okay, these are the societal indicators. I tick a lot of boxes. So it's also success for me.
If nothing else comes to add now, will you still feel so successful and fulfilled?
For me, I think that something must be added. And I feel like marriage should be added with kids. Because I ask myself independently, I'm schooling. And I'm attaining the highest level of education. To what end?
Exactly.
If I don't have kids to benefit from that, what have I done?
Or to even emulate.
Exactly, because when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to be this for my children, so they will see their mother doing that. And now I'm all that and I don't have kids. Then what have I done? So for me, if I don't give birth, not marriage, but if I don't have kids, it will be a problem for me. I really have to, by the grace of God, and I'll get it.
Amen. Tina, what
from your mouth straight.
Amen.
To God's ears.
Yes.
Yes.
The ultimate success or the ultimate goal or purpose for my life, what will make me fulfilled, is the day I know that when I'm not around, I left something behind for the next generation.
Legacy
I can't
for the
wait,
next
the legacy
generation.
for the next generation. And if you look at my life, that's why I moved from even mainstream journalism. I started some kind of show, I moved. And I wanted to touch roots with the ground. Because of me, somebody has water to drink.
Yeah.
Because of me, somebody, and sometimes when I look back or when I get calls, receive calls from those people, it makes me happy. You don't know how happy I get.
So your success is more of impact.
Impact.
Okay.
Impact-based success. And I am yearning for more. I just need a bigger platform. If you ask my brother, sometimes I just sit, I have projects, I take it to them, I don't get funding, I sit down, I cry. I cry because these are projects I feel will impact, change people, change lots of girls in rural Ghana. But nobody is minding me because I don't have a Coca-Cola body and I'm not sleeping with him.
She said that's smiling, and that's beautiful.
See, that's a Coca-Cola
body. It tells you that she hasn't given up on it. It's a passion and it's a drive, and she's going to pursue it. Yes, and I personally feel that success for me has been impactful and inspiring. I think that I'm so inspiring. I never realized it until I encounter people and they tell me, oh, do you remember what you said to me when I was going through this? Or you don't know how much you touched me or you made my day with something you said or did. It's something I do selflessly, and I feel that to be able to impact people, to be able to put a smile on somebody's face, to be able to encourage somebody that, they can do something or they are worth something. It's a tool you can give a human being, which is bigger than giving them money, because you're able to inspire an individual, or because by that person being empowered, they can also transcend it to other people. So I think that I've been successful. I'm so successful, and it can only get better.
I tell them.
And it can only get better. So if you ask me, professionally, yes. Personally, yes. If being a parent, I think that I've been able to raise some beautiful children. It's not just the children I've birthed, but I've also been able to impact on a lot of children, and I'm still doing that, and I love to do that. And so, and spiritually, oh my goodness, I think that I'm getting there, and it's a beautiful thing. So we talked about success without touching on spirituality is very important in our existence as human beings, and we're nothing without, you know, what we carry, and what you carry is very, you know, huge. And so success there is something that has been very fulfilling for me, and it's still a journey I'm on, and I love where I am with it. And so yes, we're growing in it, and it can only get better.
Glowing.
We are growing in it.
And
I don't
glowing.
mind.
And glowing.
We are growing in it. You know, I've gotten a bit emotional, and it's because I think that as we grow, as every phase and the success it brings to us.
Exactly.
So we shouldn't lose track of that. So once you're here, you get it, attain to go to the next level and be more successful.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. You heard it from our ladies. Now we are going to discuss today's hack.
Hey.
Who has a hack for us?
Okay, so there's this hack that says
I'm all
that
ears.
okay, so I haven't tried it, but our producer has tried it, so I'm sharing it with everyone. Says keep ginger in the freezer for easy grating. So
Okay.
it's like when you have the ginger, you know, when you're trying to grate it,
Yeah.
it doesn't come out well due to the fiber.
Yeah.
And so when you put it in the freezer, you can decide to peel it and put it there, or you wash it nicely with a peel on, because some people want the peel on.
Yeah, so you take
And
all the
then
dirt off and that. Okay.
whichever you want, it should just be washed nicely. Put it in the freezer, and now when you take it and you grate it, it's easier to
It's
handle.
easier because
Makes
you-
cooking simple for everyone. You don't cook,
we-
so
That's a good hack, because I love to use a lot of ginger.
Yeah.
And so
I've been-
it would be
Let's see with it. I can-
Zinat cannot relate. That's
She
the
cannot.
thing.
I can relate with the ginger entering the fridge.
Ah.
Anything after that is a problem.
So that's the hack for today.
Okay, so that's a
Thank
good
you
one.
for
I just
giving you
learned
a hack.
something, because I didn't know that, because I use ginger a lot.
Okay.
So, and sometimes it can be frustrating trying to, you know, get it ready for
Yeah.
you to either chew, blend, or, you know, add it to your food. So yeah,
is simple.
that's very good. You know, some also use knives. Most people use knives for their dinner,
Yeah.
but trust me, you can also use your spoon to actually peel.
Oh,
the
wow.
skin of
Peel
the,
the- okay.
the spoon is much easier
Easier.
to do. Yes.
Hey, today we are on ginger in the hack.
Much easier to do. So we actually have 2 hacks on
Yeah.
ginger. Yay!
How do we get it moist? Like sometimes it's hard. Like you put
It's
it down.
dry.
It
You
gets
soak it
dry.
in water. So
And
as
you-
you're trying to get it out, it's soaked, so it keeps, you know, giving it that tender feel, so that it's easy for you to
Chef.
peel. Yeah.
Oh, today
Yeah.
3 hacks. Oh. Water, spoon,
So there you
and then
have it.
freezer.
Yeah. Oh, the spoon is a serious thing. I mean, it's much easier than
I'll
the,
try
the
Yeah.
knife. The knife, if you are not even careful, it would catch you. Again, with the knife, don't use the sharp part. Use the other side.
The other side.
When you say
Exactly.
Zainab should give a hack, she'll say I don't have a hack. Look at the hacks she's giving.
Yeah, I'm even
Five-
shocked.
five hacks.
Means that I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Oh my God. Also, so we've come to the end of today's episode. You've heard our opinions on the opinion, and we are going to encourage you to share your opinions with your loved ones wherever you are watching us from. Thank you for staying with us. We love you. Catch you in the next episode. Mwah.